Each of the imperfect intervals also have several different flavors, or several different qualities. Unlike the perfect intervals, which each have 3 qualities, though, the imperfect intervals each have 4 qualities. And remember, when we're talking about the imperfect intervals, we're talking about the 2nd, the 3rd, the 6th, and the 7th. Now, we've actually already met 2 of these qualities. Remember back when we were talking about thirds, we talked about 2 different kinds of thirds. The third that had 3 half steps, and the third that had 4 half steps. Remember, the third that had 4 half steps, we called a major third. So I'm just going to go ahead and write that uppercase M right here, major, and put the number of half steps right here in the thirds column, because we're going to make another chart here. So the major third was a third with 4 half steps. The minor third, and I'm going to put a lowercase m right above it, was a third that had 3 half steps. Now with the imperfect intervals, there's no sort of standard perfect version. There's no perfect third, there's no perfect second, there's no perfect sixth, or perfect seventh. Imperfect intervals always exist in both major and minor forms, and we find both major and minor forms in the major scale. And we'll take a look at that in just a minute. But let's go through and figure out the rest of the qualities of these intervals here. So there's such a thing as a major second. A major second is a second that has 2 half steps. Major second is a second that has 2 half steps. A minor second is a second that has 1 half step fewer than that. So a minor second is a second with only 1 half step. A major sixth is a sixth that has 9 half steps. And a minor sixth is a sixth that has 1 half step fewer than that, or 1 half step less than that, which is 8 half steps. And again, a seventh. A major seventh is a seventh that has 11 half steps. And a minor seventh is a seventh that has 1 half step less than that, which is 10. So a minor seventh has 10 half steps. So each of these imperfect intervals, the second, the third, the sixth, and the seventh, each have a major and minor version. Let me just play these for you. Here is the major second with 2 half steps. Here is the minor second with 1 half step. Here is a major third with 4 half steps. Here's a minor third with 3 half steps. Here is a major sixth with 9 half steps. And here is a minor sixth with 8 half steps. And then finally, here is a major seventh, the seventh with 11 half steps. And here is a minor seventh, the seventh with 10 half steps. One of the things that you might start to notice is that each of these intervals and each of these qualities of intervals has its own particular distinct sound, and that's going to be a really important thing that we'll talk about later. So these are 2 of the qualities. All of the imperfect intervals have a major and a minor quality. But we have 2 more qualities, and these you'll recognize from the perfect intervals. We have a diminished quality, and the diminished is 1 less than the minor, and then we have an augmented. And you can probably guess that the augmented is 1 more than the major. So let's go in and fill in the rest of our chart. If a minor second is a second that has 1 half step, then a diminished second is going to be 1 less than that. So a diminished second is actually going to be a second with 0 half steps. That's kind of a funny thing we'll take a look at. If a major second is a second with 2 half steps, an augmented second is a second with 3 half steps. If a minor third is a third with 3 half steps, a diminished third is a third with one less, with 2 half steps. If a major third is 4 half steps, then an augmented third is a third with 1 more, with 5 half steps. If a minor sixth is 8 half steps, then a diminished sixth is going to be 1 less, and that's 7 half steps. If a major sixth is 9 half steps, then the augmented sixth is going to be 1 more, which is 10. If the minor seventh is 10 half steps, the diminished seventh is going to be 1 less than that, which is 9 half steps. And then finally, if the major seventh is 11 half steps, the augmented seventh is going to be 1 more than that, which is 12. And there we have it.